Variety just where Hollywood's biggest film franchises stand, Marvel's diminished, DC rising, and everyone is excited about James Bond. What? They are trying to manifest something that is just not true.
Well, it's a Variety in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah. Ever since James...
I just want to. Sorry, I read the first sentence. I only want to die. Ever since Luke Skywalker flipped on his father's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Who's the writer for this? Adam. Very
male feminist.
Yeah. Ever since James Bond fired his Walther PPK and stuff, and Luke Skywalker flipped on his father's lightsaber. Oh wait, I should do a voice for this.
Like, oh my god.
I wish I could just like prompt the image for it, but you know the Sly Glazer thing in Inglourious Bastards saying flipped on a father's light. It's like, have you seen Star Wars? I don't think you have.
Franchises have been the cornerstone of movie business. But as theaters still struggle and stuff to return to pre-pandemic revenues and
too masculine.
Such, I'm going to try to get it up a little more, ass.
Oh, God.
That's what she said.
Reaching levels unknown to man.
How film studios...
I can't do my gay list with my fucking Invisalign on. Sorry.
How film studios are managing their crown jewel franchises, most of which are multiple decades old.
I can't keep doing that. So, okay, for one... Let's go back to pre-pandemic revenues. You see this a lot. They haven't recovered from the strikes. They would have been recovered from the pandemic by now if A, they made something good, and B, they didn't shut down their fucking industry for half a fucking year. So you haven't returned to pre-strike totals. The reason they don't bring that up is because they don't want to make the unions look bad. By the way, the Film Actors Guild has a new president. And it's Sean Astin. It's Samwise Gamgee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he's a little commie. How film studios are managing their crown jewel franchises, most of which are multiple decades old, has come under greater scrutiny than ever. It's not... Oh, that's amazing. When did the scrutiny start happening from you? Last 6 months? It's not why anyone wanted to be in this business to make the 12th version of something, says one veteran studio executive who probably signed off on many of those 12th versions of something. With that tension in mind, Variety has launched its first ever franchise scorecard to assess the overall health of 8 of the biggest movie brands. We looked at several key factors. First, to gauge audience interest, we compared the domestic and global box office. I'm already getting bored of this. Iterations of each franchise with that franchise's historic average, starting from 2010 minus the pandemic years. To be fair, we also factored in how well the latest films performed in comparison with the overall... What? With the overall performance of the respective years, not counting the pandemic years. They using data provided by ComScore, for example, 2025 box office is down 17.4% domestically and 10.5% globally against the 2010 to 2024 range, which is mostly dominated by 2010 to 2019. They need to mention. Second, to measure cost effectiveness, we looked at how the most recent iterations have improved on their production budgets after reaching break even, roughly double global grosses. Finally, we asked nearly 24 industry professionals, from executives to agent to filmmakers, to score each franchise on a scale of 1 to 10. So we're going to ask people who worked on this stuff to score themselves.
Yeah.
On 3 metrics. See the chart below: creative health, commercial potential, and saturation in the marketplace, which could include other expressions of the franchise like TV shows and theme parks. The results make clear that while some franchises appear stronger than others, all have at least some room for improvement. So what the fuck is this? Like what?
Just shut your fucking mouth.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Fuck me.
The MCU. Hey, after all that study, they've figured out it's down. After
Grats.
after Variety reported 3 times with each 3 of these movies that they soared to good to great openings.
Congrats.
Marvel released 3 films this year that all dramatically underperformed compared with their predecessors and barely eked out a profit. They lost money. Where did they eke out a profit? From what?
They didn't.
They didn't.
They didn't eke
Get the
out a
fuck
profit.
out of here.
They lost several $100 million
Yeah.
on their movies this year.
Dude, they lost 200 to 300 million on Captain African America alone.
And somehow, even though Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, there's no way Thunderbolt should have a $180 million budget. But somehow, even with an $180 million budget, lost money. Fantastic Four lost money.
Yeah.
All of them lost money. You can't make a profit when all 3 lose money. The maths don't add up.
No, they don't. Hey, DC's doing great, guys.
Sure.
Although Superman, James Gunn's first film and the rebooted DCU grossed less globally than 2013's Man of Steel. And I promise you, every single Snyder fan, including, but not limited to, Mikey Gusler, is counting down the days until Superman is removed from the theater, and that is a final total on the film. And that final total does not, I repeat, does not come out above Man of Steel. David Cornsweat's Last Son of Krypton has blasted past the full breadth of the previous DC. Okay.
Why didn't they say sword?
I'm really upset about that,
Ass
Mahler.
blasted.
But they ass blasted past all the fucking flops. But how did Superman perform against the Batman?
On about 160 million less.
160 million less. The Batman was a 3-hour movie with a terrible third act. And it was really still in this pandemic age. And many people, and I would agree with the assessment, by the way, were saying it underperformed for a Batman film.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
We said, a Batman
Many
film that
people,
didn't hit
including
millions.
us.
Yeah. We were just, we were actually quite surprised it didn't hit
800 million. I mean,
yeah, when you put a when you put a Batman movie out, a solo Batman movie out, you're kind of looking, are you going to be hitting that billion mark? Are you going to be flirting with that billion mark? And so 775, which is about what it did, 775 mil, we were thinking that's probably at least 100 mil less than they wanted. I think if it got like 875, then maybe they'd be like, no, that's good. But it still made a little profit, but you don't want your Batman movies making a little profit. You want your Batman movies making a lot more than that.
Absolutely, yeah.
so they're just trying to manifest something in the reality because Hollywood needs the DCU to work. I'll tell you why there's a lot of pom-poms out as far as Access Media is as much as the Access Media loves to build something up and break it down. There's an article that came out 2 years ago. I covered it where they said, hey, we know the superhero, franchise is basically starting to die out as a driver to the box office, but we still need it to continue because until something better comes along. So the very innovative Hollywood was waiting for something better to come along. They weren't even trying to make it happen. They're just waiting for something better to come along. And that article is almost 2 years old now. The something better hasn't come along. So they need the DCU to keep this superhero train going so people will still come to the theaters in their minds in summertime and holidays. And the problem is because it was looked at as this guaranteed profit, which was really a small window if you think about it. But this is indicative of the problem with Hollywood. There is a lot of very, very stupid people in charge of a lot of money. And then there's a lot of people with tremendous egos who are willing to burn a company's money, or a company itself with a collective ego is willing to burn their own fucking money rather than look bad. For example, we could talk about, I'm making a video on it for tomorrow, The Witcher. The fact that that's even continuing is a joke. And when you see how much money they're putting into it to save face, it's unbelievable. So, real quick, you don't have to pull the article up. They say Jurassic Park is down. So somehow they have worked out that DC is on its way up. Jurassic Park is down. So where I can understand that is there's diminishing returns on the 7th dinosaur movie that still beat the brakes, to quote Yellow Flash, beat the brakes off of Superman. I would say they're both down. That would be.
I mean, I don't know. Jurassic Park, like if you just look at the whole record, a lot of people make the claim that like, oh, it's dying, and it's like, I mean, it's just that's his life cycle.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that shocking. It's done. I think they'd be happy with the result. To be honest with you, all things considered,
I
like
think
the idea that it's crashing, whatever. It's like, it's doing okay. It's fine.
They say James Bond is up based on Denis directing, and having a good writer. I think that I agree with that. We'll find out what happens. We'll see. Star Wars, they say, is kind of down. No, it's absolutely down. Hunger Games is down. I watched that Hunger Game prequel with Rachel Zegler, and she cannot act. She cannot act. She tries some weird Southern accent and don't even act. Okay. One of Melissa's cousin was there, and his daughter got to pick the movie for the night. So we watched the Hunger Games prequel.
Sure, Jan.
It was totally not my choice.
Sure, Jan.
Watching it by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gary, all right, calm down.
Hey, they say Mission Impossible is sideways or whatever. It's over. They ended it.
Yeah. Well, they could. I mean, theoretically, the position that it ended in, they could easily do another.
It was easily a John Wick situation. It's like, it's ended. Yeah. Unless it makes shit tons of money, then it's not ended at all.
Yeah, because with John Wick Chapter 5's already been announced with Keanu, so.
Yeah.
Nerderotics.com. Please subscribe.